Hi everyone, this is the case study of sea level rising issue of New York City. Our research question is what climate change adaptation and or mitigation strategies can be implemented by the city of Sydney to reduce the impact of rising sea level on properties and infrastructures. We will use New York City as the case study. But why New York City? New York has over 1,800 miles of shoreline under the threat of global sea level rising. Most economic powerful city, largest financial center for international business, most attractive city for capital, and numerous of the largest international companies set their headquarters here. Here are some demographic data of New York. New York sea level has rose by more than 30 cm since the 20th century, average 3 cm per decade, double the global increasing rate and will keep rising in the upcoming centuries. The nearly 3,000 kilometers coastline, most of them are developed and populous, in making sea level rise the most worrisome issue in New York. The superstorm Sandy in 2012 exposed the vulnerability and defensiveness of New York to the damage of coastal storm. As sea level is rising, which indicates that coastal storms will be more severe and frequent, New York City launched a climate adaptation plan in 2013 in order to decrease the vulnerability and gain resilience. Sydney is suffering same sea level rising issue as New York City. This is the map of Manhattan. This is the map of Sydney. Sydney and New York is geographically, economically, politically, and socially similar. Sea level rising may seriously affect people and economy in New York in the future, especially when it rises rapidly. Based on the low and flat coastal line condition, New York sea level rising rate will likely be greater than the worldwide level. New York City has launched a climate adaptation plan on June 11, 2013 by Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Including more than 250 initiatives, the plan aimed to reduce the New York vulnerability to coastal flooding and storm surge and increase resilience. About 80% of the $19.5 billion plans are for the recovery of Sandy. Others are buildings and infrastructures like berm, levees, and flood walls. Here are the content of the plan, including citywide infrastructure and the built environment, and some community rebuilding and resilience plan. Let's focus on the coastal protection strategies. First, increase coastal edge elevations. Second, minimize upland wave zone. Third, protect against storm surge. Finally, improve coastal design and governance. After implementing the coastal protection, damage can be prevented and minimized. The building strategy in the plan. The strategies. First, strengthen new and rebuild structures to meet the highest resilience standard moving forward. Improve the strength of the new buildings. Second, retrofit as many existing buildings as possible to improve resilience, protect the existing building. After implementing these strategies, the standard of the buildings can be improved to prevent storm and flooding, increase the resilience of the city. The new proposed plan, 335 million berm along Manhattan Lower East Side. The Big U. The Big U will protect Lower Manhattan from sea level rising damage. The proposed Big U system is a protective system driven by the concern and needs around Manhattan. The Big U is designed to protect 10 continuous miles in Lower East Side of Manhattan, with low-lying geography consisting of extremely vibrant, dense, and vulnerable urban area. The berm is designed to protect the Lower East Side of Manhattan in vertical way from future storm surge and rising sea level, while provide a pleasant path into the park for the community to rest, social, and enjoy the park and river view. But is the plan enough to protect New York City from rising sea level? New York plan is developed according to the most serious case scenarios generated from most updated climate data. The data from the model were gathered by NPCC, which is a group of excellent scientists and experts in this area built in 2008 by PLA-NYC. However, climate experts worried that even the worst-case scenario in New York plan cannot fully emerge the potential risks of storm and flooding caused by sea level rising. That's due to the projection only to 2050. Action or not action? Latest projection from NPCC indicate that more than 20% of the New York City will become a floodplain in 2050. Sea level will be 0.3 to 0.6 meters higher compared to current level. Combined with coastal storm surge and high tide, the city will suffer even more severe damage than Sandy. What we learned from New York City: if the risk of damage is high, prevent the damage. If prevention is impossible, minimize the damage. Reduce the city vulnerability. The New York Climate Adaptation Plan is a concrete and high-quality plan. It embodies those overarching big vision concepts. It makes New York the leader in adapting sea level rise. As New York and Sydney both are coastal international cities, many parts of the New York plan can be transferred to COS, especially their coastal protection strategies and building strategies.